What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact. We are live and in living color with round number 1 of our Standard RCQ. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are live from Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. We've got not Jace, but that is CJ on Omni combo versus Jacob on Dimir. And it looks like we've got some Philology archaeologists coming out and doing their thing, getting cards into the bin. And gonna tap that down at instant speed. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. We have 23 standard competitors today. So that means we'll have 5 rounds of Swiss, followed by a top 8. Nowhere to run. Going to take out the untapped Philology archaeologist and an attack here, taking CJ to 18. But yeah, thank you all so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, we appreciate you so much. Again, we've got 5 rounds of Swiss. So all day action. Thank you all so much for joining us, inviting us into your homes or workplaces, wherever you happen to be watching us today. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. Standard is in a pretty awesome space right now. But yeah, so here's artist talent. But yeah, thank you all so much. Make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. We've got singles and sealed products. So whether you're grinding the RCQ circuit or, you know, you are playing Modern or Legacy, we've got cards in stock every day for you. Thank you all so much. Oh, what's up, Maverick? How's it going? All right, back to CJ. And there's a land. And our mic is a little scratchy. I'm going to try and figure it out in between rounds, but got to kind of roll with the punches here on live when you're doing live streaming. You qualified? Hey, let's go with mono white. Hey, congratulations, Mav. That is awesome. These players are trying to do just that. Alrighty, here we go. And Jacob's gonna send with the otter. And it looks like we might have some instant speed chicanery. Nowhere to run, gonna take down. Take down the archaeologist. Down to 14 goes CJ. Here's Confounding Riddle. Look at the top 4 cards. I'll pick, looks like Archaeologist. And CJ's turn. Draws a swamp. And here's the Archaeologist. Picklock. And the Invasion. CJ's going to select the Picklock Prankster. Maybe not. And back over to Jacob. Yeah, Moment of Truth is the card that he selected. This is, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Or one in graveyard, one in your library. So pretty good way to sift through your deck. All right, both are going to attack again. Down to 13 goes CJ. Here's Moment of Truth. One goes in hand. Pick lock, gonna do this in step as well. 1, there's Omniscience. 2, 3, and 4, Chart of Course, Land, and Invasion. Targeting Omniscience, here we go. Bringing Omniscience into the battlefield. Abuelo's Awakening. And there's Abuelo's Awakening. Return target artifact or non-aura enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. It is a 1/1 spirit. So here's Confounding Riddle. So that brings back Omniscience, Confounding Riddle. All right, as far as dispersal, returning the Omniscience back to hand. Invasion of Arcavios. It is a battle with 7 health, or whatever you want to call it. When it enters the battlefield, you get to search your deck for graveyard and or outside of the game for an instant or sorcery card you own, reveal it, and put it into your hand. And then when it transforms, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets. And This Town Ain't Big Enough is the card that CJ selected. Nowhere to Run. So Nowhere to Run, going to target the Philology Archaeologist. This town ain't big enough. So CJ going to take 5 drop to 8. Abuelo's Awakening. Targeting Omniscience. Yet again. All right, so Omniscience is in the battlefield. Cast actual Omniscience, so it's the first one is a creature, the second one is not. And Jacob trying to decide he does have a This Town ain't big enough. What's up? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Dollar Tree has cane sugar. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds delicious. Cane sugar, Shirley Temples. All right, so that's gonna be it. CJ gonna find the combo, and that's all she wrote. It was very close for Jacob, but Omniscience combo too strong. Going and getting a ton of 1/1s, and the Season of Weaving doing the thing. So thank you all so much for joining us. We are live from Impact. Thank you all so much again for joining us. We've got probably 5 rounds. I would say 5 rounds of Swiss. I didn't confirm, but there's 23 people. So likely 5 rounds of Swiss. Cut the top 8. We'll be here all day streaming on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. Thank you all so much for joining us as these players are set to sideboard. Let us check out this one. It is 10:26, so there's nobody else here except for the RCQ players right now, and they are on the other side of the room. CJ playing Omni combo, Omniscience combo. We saw it do its thing there. We've got some sideboards. I've got sideboards here. Let's kick it back here. But we've got Ghost Vacuum. This is for, who's this? Jacob. Got Ghost Vacuum, Cut Down, Duress. Duress and Ghost Vacuum probably going to come in for sure. Preacher of the Schism, Gix's Command, Get Out. Tidebinder could, and Tidebinder's, Tashini's Tidebinder and Negate. Also pretty good ones in this one. Over to CJ. Heroic Reinforcements, Beseech the Mirror. This Town Ain't Big Enough. Season of Weaving. Exercise, Get Lost. Grand Abolisher. Authority of the Consoles, Temporary Lockdown, and Negate. I could see Temporary Lockdown. I could see Negate just because it's a blue deck. You assume that your opponent's going to bring in counter magic. Probably want to keep all your combo pieces in the board. But yeah. Excuse me. I need to get some water. So we're gonna just kick it back down to the battlefield, and I am gonna get some water. Alrighty. I got a water. We're good. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. It's going to be a pretty awesome tournament. Standard is in a really sick spot. When you've got combo decks, mid-range decks, aggro decks, all in the format, you know you're looking at a pretty sick format. And Standard, you know, is the current RCQ format. And in the past, you know, Standard kind of looked down at, frowned upon, but Standard is back in full force here. And about to get a new set with Ether Drift. We do have our Ether Drift pre-release coming up next Friday, starting at 7 p.m. So come on up if you are in the area. Play some brand new cards before they get released. There's a Hypnotic Spectre. Going to make a clue. Or a map, rather. And Jacob going to crack the map. Stole Sown Sanctuary and pass back to CJ. What does CJ want to do here? And there's an archaeologist. 2 lands and an archaeologist. Just going to put a +1/+1 counter on the archaeologist and pass right back. Jacob finds a cut down and a Gloomlake Verge. Gonna get in there for 1 with the Spectre. I don't know. Spyglass Siren. That's what the name of that card is. Punch in. Does Jacob want to use the cut down? Actually, I don't think cut down kills it, right? And there's Grand Abolisher. Nice. All right, go for the throat's going to take down Grand Abolisher. And another Siren here and a map token made. Pass back to CJ. Moment of truth. Going to take a look at the top 3. Going to pick 1 in hand, 1 at bottom, and 1 in graveyard. One of the better setup cards for this Omniscience deck, allowing you to put Omniscience in the bin, a good card in hand, and a not so desirable card at the bottom of your deck. Here is Chart a Course. Draw 2, discard 1. Gonna discard Omniscience. So we have Omniscience in the graveyard, and that's exactly where CJ typically wants it. And yeah, I think Jacob's at 18. We'll see. Yep. Just keep in mind that the player's life totals always supersede the one that I'm keeping track of, because they're the ones playing. If there's any discrepancies, the players can call a judge and get it handled, but my job is not to police them on their gameplay. My job is to convey the board state that they've presented to you. All right, pass back to CJ. Draws a card. Fable Passage, crack of the fetch land there. This will enter the battlefield untapped. Invasion of Archivist. Gonna go searching through his deck. What are we gonna grab? Maybe a negate? Yep. A little bit of an insurance policy there for CJ when the time comes that we need to bring that omniscience out. We have a little bit of an insurance policy. Jacob, I don't know if you saw at the end of the turn there, activated the Soulstone Sanctuary, so it is now a creature with all types, all creature types. Ooh, does CJ have an Abuela's Awakening? I think he does. All right, down to 17 goes CJ. Nowhere Run's going to take down the archaeologist. Archivist. Archaeologist, that was right. Blast Zone, going to enter with a counter on it. And is it go time? And there's the Awakening. Targeting Omniscience. Here we go. Omniscience, everybody's favorite. Gonna cast Charter Course for free. Jacob has other plans. This town ain't big enough. Knows about the negate, obviously. Gonna choose the Siren and probably Omniscience. Yep. Negate. Negate. Cut down. Yep, gotta still resolve Charter Course. Another Awakening there, so next turn CJ gets another crack at it. Oh wait, is that not an Awakening? That I don't think that is an Awakening. I'm not sure what that card is. CJ reading Soulstone Sanctuary. All right, back to Jacob. Oh, it's Exercise. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. And that's exactly what CJ did there. CJ is going to drop to 9. CJ's going to try and going to have to figure something else out. He's going to get to take a look at the top 4 cards. Maybe we can find something here. Those 3 going to go to the bin. Didn't quite get a good look at what he picked there. Temporary Lockdown. That's a pretty good one. Picklock Prankster. Going to mill some cards. And yeah, there's the Awakening. Awakening target Omniscience. And Jacob kind of slumps back in his chair. Let's see if he has any recourse here. Oh, he's got a cut down. But Omniscience. Temporary Lockdown. In response, cut down the omniscience. Because remember, it is a creature with 1 power and 1 toughness. And right back to Jacob here. Other soulstone. Gonna get made into a creature. And battle. Down to 3. CJ's got to come up with something right here, right now. Oh, and a top deck awakening. That's pretty darn good. Does Jacob have... He's got another cut down. Oh my gosh. Jacob's got it all. In response. Okay, so this gets cast. But in response... Oh, he's got the nowhere to run as well. So that'll happen. The invasion will enter the battlefield. CJ will go searching. And CJ's gonna call it. Alrighty, so there we have it. All things tied up here. Holy smokes. What a game 2. CJ just trying to fight his way kind of from behind that whole time. And Jacob had it all. I mean, had it all there. The nowhere to runs, the cut downs, the go for the throats. You name it. Jacob had it. So, holy smokes, we head to a game 3 here in round 1 of our Standard RCQ live and in living color from Impact Gaming Center. Again, I'm your host, Les Alex, here at the fabulous Impact Gaming Center. Fabulous city of Fairview Heights at Impact Gaming Center. You be the judge of whether we are fabulous or not. But thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, if you're watching live, make sure you hit that follow button. We stream every single Friday. We stream our modern tournaments. Of course, we stream all of our RCQs. And this season, this year, really, they're all going to be standard. And then we also have Pokemon tournaments on Tuesdays that we stream. Make sure if you're watching live, you check out our YouTube channel. Just go on YouTube and, you can search Impact Gaming Center. Or I'm sure there's a link somewhere on our page on Twitch. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. Shop for some Magic cards. We've got Magic, Pokemon, One Piece, tabletop games like D&D and Warhammer. We got pop vinyls in stock, Gunpla. So if you are into any of that tabletop gaming space stuff, go ahead and check us out. It helps support a local card shop. And, of course, you get some awesome cards. So thank you all so much. These guys are ready to rock and roll, so let's not waste any time. Let's get back down there. And here we go. Island. Here's a artist talent going to bring along an otter friend. Pass back to CJ. And there's a Verge, blue-white Verge. It's going to be Archaeologist, Picklock Prankster, and Awakening. We will gladly take the Awakening. There is a Swamp. And nowhere to run the Archaeologist. And bash in with the Otter. And down to 18. All right. That's pretty good. Temporary lockdown. CJ does have to take a point of life. And there's Ghost Vacuum. That's pretty good. That's really good. Moment of truth. Top 3. Ooh, he really wants his Omniscience in the graveyard, but oh, he's going to put it in the graveyard. Never mind your ghost vacuum. Blast zone going to enter with a counter on it. And there's an exercise, so we're going to exile that. Nice ghost vacuum, bruh. Does Jacob have a negate? He does have a negate. Oh, baby, that's huge. That's huge. You're going to eat the omniscience immediately. That was rough. There's a siren. Gonna crack the map immediately. Don't even bring it out. Put a +1/+1 counter on the siren. Wow, that negate was absolutely massive for Jacob. Here's an Surveil Land. We've got another Omniscience in hand. Gonna put Grand Abolisher to the bin and pass back. I think the game plan here is to blast this blast zone so that this ghost vacuum is a thing of the past. Man, exercise is a hell, a hell of a disenchant. I'll tell you what. Down to 15 goes CJ off the attack. Confounding riddle here. Top 4 cards. One of these is going to go to hand. The rest going to go to the bin. Didn't quite see what it was. Archaeologist, Picklock, Prankster, and I believe a land sent to the graveyard. Seachrome Coast tapped. The land for turn. Here's an archaeologist. We'll mill the top 3, and those are all 3 good ones. Invasion gonna be the selected card. No ghost vacuum here, and we have Abuela's Awakening. There's Grand Abolisher. And CJ's setting up for potentially to do some really fun things on his next turn. Let's see what Jacob has to say, but with Grand Abolisher, Jacob's going to need to be able to get that off the battlefield before he can even interact with CJ on his turn, on CJ's turn. And Jacob just going to attack for 3 here. Or is it 4? Ooh, here's Ghost Vacuum. That's pretty good. Gonna eat that Omniscience straight away. Yep. Man. All right, well, CJ has to figure out a way to get this. Because he's got an Omniscience in hand. If he can get it out of his hand. Doesn't. Does he have enough mana to do everything he wants? That's the question. I don't think he does this turn. But he might have a way to, yeah, he can play Invasion and get rid of the Ghost Vacuum and then try and go off next turn, potentially. We'll see, though. This has been a very tightly contested match of Magic the Gathering. This pesky Ghost Vacuum Giving CJ quite the troubles here. CJ thinking about what he could potentially get. CJ just passes. Soulstone, Sanctuary, the land for turn. That could turn into a 3/3 creature. Got to remember Blast Zone's still there too. And we're going to pop the Blast Zone for 1. That's going to handle pretty much everything on Jacob's board. Jacob, this is going to force the action on Jacob. That third card, that face down card in CJ's hand, is an Omniscience. All right. Jacob says, yep, that's fine. And pass back. CJ's at 9. Picklock Prankster. Invasion, Invasion, Blast Zone, Archive. Kind of a swing and a miss there. But we get to play the Prankster. We've got a blocker. Soulstone Sanctuary going to be made into a creature. Verge played. Now we will cut down the Grand Abolisher. Jacob inching closer and closer to the W here. And we'll block the flyer and block the Soulstone Sanctuary. The flyers just bounce off of each other. Archaeologist is going to chump. Alrighty, here we go. CJ, what you got? Poke for 1. 19. Remember, Jacob's life total is pretty irrelevant. Okay, negate the card drawn for CJ. That's good. But he's got to find a way, like a chart a course or something of that effect, to be able to get this Omniscience into the graveyard, which is the face down card on CJ's left-hand side. We know every card in CJ's hand. All right, Jacob shrugs and just says, I'm going to attack you. Down to 6. All right. Just a tapped fast land, Darkslick Shores. Jacob weighing his options and is just going to pass. I didn't catch what card CJ drew. CJ going to have a look through his sideboard. All right. Invasion. Alrighty. So that's as far as dispersal. It returns a creature to its owner's hand. And Jacob gonna read it. I'm gonna throw it up there for you. So it costs 2 less when it targets an attacking creature, making it only 1 mana. And you get to surveil too. I've always been a big fan of Afara. All right. Let's see. CJ just playing damage control right now. Trying to find ways to prolong this game so we can find a way to get omniscience on this battlefield somehow. We're gonna Afara's dismissal, targeting the Soulstone Sanctuary. Does Jacob have any responses? A Kaido in Jacob's hand, I see, so that's certainly not nothing. It's going to add a colorless mana to hand, or to the mana pool. Move to blocks. And the mana's gone. All right, here's a follow-up Kaito. There's Kaito on screen for you. It's got ninjutsu. And during your turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on it, it is a 3/4 ninja and has hexproof. Did CJ surveil? Not sure if maybe he forgot to surveil there. All right, back to Jacob. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Not sure exactly what CJ drew there on his last turn. Shields seem to be down. He's got it. I mean, CJ's got a negate. Soulstone Sanctuary. Gonna get activated. And we're just gonna attack. This is an attack for, I believe, 7. Confounding Riddle. Top 4 cards. And that's going to be it. Jacob going to improve to 1-0. CJ going to fall just short and drop to 0-1. CJ's a strong player, though, so maybe we'll see him back in the feature match area in the top 8. will likely need to win out to make top 8, but he's a strong player. I wouldn't bet against him. Thank you all so much. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We've got a ton more live action here at Impact. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit up our Twitch channel. And make sure everybody, if you're watching this right now, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. We've got singles and sealed product, whether you're building a legacy or vintage deck, or maybe you're trying to grind the RCQ series yourself, get an invite to a regional championship. Make sure to hit up Impact Gaming Center because we've had a ton of standard legal cards in stock every single day. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're sticking with us, I'll see you soon. And if you are watching on a video on YouTube, click on one of these videos that are about to pop up. I guarantee you will enjoy them. Thank you all so much. And until the next time I see you, I've been Les Alex, and I will catch you all on the Flippy Flop. Adios.